Today is my first day in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and I want to find out what this place is really like. For many years, Saudi Arabia was completely off limits to tourists. They started to offer tourist visas only a few years ago, and the media often talks about the strict laws here, safety concerns, and the very conservative culture. But is that really true? I am here to get an authentic experience. I am not paid by the Saudi government, I paid for everything myself, so I can show you exactly what it's like with no filters. We will explore Riyadh, meet the local people, try their food, and find out if Saudi Arabia is as strict and conservative, unwelcoming to tourists, or even dangerous as many people think. So join me and let's experience Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. To be honest, at the beginning of the day, I wasn't even sure if I'm going to be allowed to openly film everywhere in the city. So I was a bit worried about walking around with my camera, because I heard they can be quite strict with that. But literally after just stepping out of my hotel, I already run into a very surprising experience at a local tea shop. Let's see if I can get something here. I'm not sure what type of tea this is. I'm hoping for a local tea. Hello. I can get tea here? Tea? Tea?
ايش يبغى هذا ولا هذا؟
Can I get one tea?
هذا tea.
Yeah. This is.
بس يبغى هذا نفس هذا ولا
This
هذا؟
with milk, right?
Yeah.
No milk, please.
No milk.
No milk.
سادة أعطي واحد سادة.
Okay, how much? How much?
Free.
Free.
Yeah.
You pay for my tea?
Free.
Oh, shukran. Thank you so much. Oh, he just paid for my tea. That was very unexpected. I have no idea what tea this is. I think it's just black tea. Let's give it a try.
كيف الشاي good?
It's good, yeah. It's very sweet. I think they put a lot of sugar in there. Reminds me a bit about Turkish black tea, which my father used to drink a lot. How do you call the tea, the name?
سليماني.
That's black tea, right?
يا عدني.
Adine?
عدني. شاي حليب عدني.
That's with milk, I think. And he's adding some spices to the tea. What is this?
يا عدني. Yeah. هيل.
Ah,
Good.
but you can use here?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, no idea what it is.
والله ما
Looks
أدري.
like some spices. I know what they are smelling like, but I have no idea what that in English. To be honest, I don't even know the German name, but I have smelled this before. It's a type of spice. Oh, that is actually very delicious now. Wow. So this seems to be like the local tea corner here. Standing here for like 2 minutes and already like 5-6 locals came here to get a tea. And to be honest, I'm a bit overwhelmed that the gentleman just paid for my tea. I was not expecting that, and it was so fast and quick. The next thing on my agenda is to test out the Riyadh Metro system, which has only been opened recently, so it should be very brand new and modern. And on the way to the metro station, I will share some first impressions of Riyadh with you. What I noticed everywhere I've been to so far in Riyadh is that it looks relatively empty. And we always have these wide sidewalks, but so far I haven't seen many people. So I'm not sure if I'm just in the wrong area, but this is actually quite central. I think this is the city center. So I'm not really sure if that's very common here in Riyadh or just the area where I'm in. But yeah, I think I don't have to mention how well organized and clean it looks here. That is actually very cool. It's actually very calm as well. Not too loud. Nobody's honking here, or not more than usual, I would say. What I noticed here in Riyadh so far is many stray cats. Hello. You don't need to be scared. Hello. I saw so many of them everywhere around the city. I'm not sure if that is a thing all over the city or just in this area where I am at the moment, but also around my hotel. There's a little park next to the hotel and so many stray cats in that park. What I also really like so far about the city is that you have many areas like this where there's a bench. It looks beautiful. I mean, check out all the trees around here. There's even a little park here. And so far I have seen many of these areas, and they are really nice to like chill for a while. I mean, I'm walking a lot here. It's not really a walkable city, so I have to walk a lot actually if I don't want to get a taxi the whole time. But you find plenty of places like this where you can just chill for a while in a very clean and beautiful environment. And that's also something that I really like here in Riyadh so far. The only thing I'm missing now would be like street food, like a vendor selling fresh juices or some snacks, you know, something that you would find in a surrounding like this in Southeast Asia, for example. But I don't really think that they have a big street food culture here in Saudi Arabia. And of course, probably they also don't really want that in order to keep the area clean. Okay, and in order to get to the next destination, I'm going to use the Riyadh Metro now, which only opened recently, a few months ago. And despite being really new, the metro already connects many different parts of the city at the speed of light. Yeah, I just wanted to mention it goes very slow here. Seems like life is going a bit slower here in Saudi Arabia. Doesn't look like a typical metro station. It's not really busy in here. I mean, there's not a single person around here at the moment. There are no shops here selling anything. I'm actually curious if this is only because it's so brand new. So maybe in the future there will be like some shops opening here. Or maybe they say they don't want that in order to keep everything clean. I mean, look at this. This is probably the cleanest metro station I have ever seen in my life. Definitely not comparable to metro stations in my country, Germany. And we have these ticket machines here. Actually, when I arrived here at the airport, I already bought a card, which is this one right here. So I think I can just top it up actually. Maybe let me ask here.
2 hours, 5 riyal.
Okay, sounds good. So I paid 5 riyal now, and that allows me to ride the metro anywhere where I want within the next 2 hours. And then we're just tapping the card here. This is the first time I saw a metro system anywhere in the world that has this system where you're paying per time, not per station. And I actually really like this system. I think it's more easy because then you can just drive wherever you want, especially as a tourist where you maybe not know exactly where you want to go, how many stations you need, you know. And do you know what I noticed here? There are no security checks to enter the station. And I think that's something good because usually in countries where you have to go through security checks to enter metro stations, these are usually countries where something happened before inside these stations, you know. And yeah, this is actually insane. Look at this station here. This is the cleanest metro station I have ever seen in my life. And there are also many staff people around here. So the people with the green vests, they are here to help us because yeah, this is very new here. So not only me as a tourist, I need to figure out everything. The locals probably as well.
Down, yes.
Down, this way.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, bye-bye.
And as you can see, the lines are stretching all over the city already. This is the airport here, the yellow line. And then, yeah, you can reach all corners of the city. Okay, here we go. So we have first class here as well, but I think that is not in use yet because there was no option to buy a first class ticket or a regular ticket. And then, yeah, we have family sections and the single section. So no section, for example, just for women, which to be honest, I actually would have expected here in Saudi Arabia. And there is the train coming. Oh, first thing I notice, it's air conditioned in here. And then we have the stations up here. So now in Arabic, but I guess it will change to English in a few seconds. And also the announcement is first in Arabic and then afterwards in English. So no problem as a tourist here to figure out where you're going to. I'm from Alemania.
Welcome back, Shadia.
Oh, thank you so much. And yeah, looks like we are under the ground now. But when I first took the metro after arriving at the airport, many parts were also above the ground. So I think it's a mixed metro. Like some parts are above and some are under the ground. And we have arrived. Oh, this escalator is only going down, but I don't mind, I can walk. So I can't really tell you how much I paid for the ride now because yeah, it's not per station, it's per time. But I think 5 riyal only, which is like $1.30 I think. For 2 hours of being allowed to drive anywhere you want in the city, I think that is actually quite affordable. And that was a very convenient experience here in the Riyadh Metro. Okay, and here we are at another part of the city. I am now on the way to a very traditional Saudi restaurant that has been highly recommended to me. And on the way, we are going to see what a very local neighborhood outside of the modern city center is like. Actually, there's a gas station here, and I'm still very curious how much you have to pay here for gas. We have 95 and 91. It's 218 riyal for 91 and 233 for 95. So that is only around 60 cents US per liter of gasoline. This seems to be a bit more of a local area, but also very interesting to see this side of Riyadh. I always enjoy exploring local neighborhoods especially. And yeah, since I am traveling full-time for more than 5 years already, people often ask me about traveling tips. And today I would like to share one of my best traveling tips with you, and that is learning the local language of the country you are visiting. And I don't mean that you have to learn it like super fluently, but if you can just say a few words like hello, thank you, or other food in the language, then I really 100% guarantee you that the locals will really appreciate that. And in the past 12 months, I have visited more than 10 different countries, and to be honest, I have become a bit lazy with learning all these new languages. But one of my goals for this year is to get into that more again, and I actually started to use an app to help me with that, and that app is called rosettastone. And what I really like about rosettastone is that they are not just giving you a long list of vocabulary to learn. It is very interactive, and the app actually makes you speak the language out loud.
رجل
Rajulun.
امرأة
Imra'atun. their voice recognition tool really helps to properly learn the right way to pronounce words, which is important as in many languages saying something the wrong way can totally change its meaning. This is especially great because it uses audio from native speakers and gives you feedback on your pronunciation so you know if you're saying everything correctly. I also like that their lessons are divided into different categories and some of them are pretty short, so I can squeeze in a quick lesson whenever I'm having some time to spare here and there. For example, while waiting at the airport or on long bus or train rides. And I will continue to use Rosetta Stone to prepare for my future trips. They offer 25 different languages, and if you would like to check them out as well, you can click the link in the description or on the pinned comment or just scan the QR code here on the screen. And currently you can get 60% off their lifetime subscription. That means you only pay once and you have lifetime access to the app. Personally, I really think that's a great deal, so feel free to check it out. I think they also have a pretty good bus system here. I saw plenty of buses going around the city, and I think you can also reach pretty much every corner of the city with these buses. So I think I could have also taken the bus to get here. Yeah, I could imagine that the bus system is running way longer here in the city than the metro system. So probably before the metro was here, everyone relied heavily on the bus system. So I would imagine that the bus system is actually quite good here. I'm standing here at the traffic light, and I noticed that already quite a few times that the locals don't really follow the traffic lights. The pedestrians. I saw that many times that some of the locals just cross when there's still a red light. But I, as a tourist, I feel like, especially I as a tourist, should follow the rules. And now I have a green light. And also I see many construction sites around the city actually, so I think they are currently investing a lot of money to build here in the city. You can really see that. And yeah, I also heard that most of the workers working on these construction sites are foreign workers. Most of them, that's what I heard, are from countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Pretty similar, I guess, like in the other countries in this region, also in Dubai or in Oman, where I also have been previously. Most of the workers, like construction workers, but also like waiters in restaurants, taxi drivers, they're all usually foreigners. And I think that's my impression so far, at least it's the same here. Alright, and I am now in front of a highly recommended traditional Saudi restaurant called Nagit Village. Not sure how to pronounce it. And yeah, when my Uber driver saw the destination where I'm heading to, he started to recommend so many dishes that I need to try here, and he said, oh, this is such a good restaurant, I'm so happy that you're going there to try our food. So let's do exactly that. First of all, it already looks very traditional, like typical Saudi style. Oh, look at the entrance here, that looks beautiful already. Oh, the entrance to a restaurant. And oh, we even have some old pictures here. Maybe some famous persons who ate here before. I see many Westerners on the pictures actually, but also some local Saudis. Ah, just here?
Yes, yes.
So it looks like you're taking off your shoes here, and then you enter this area here. That in this case I'm having all for myself. I would guess that the traditional way to eat here in Saudi Arabia is not on your own. I guess eating here is usually like a social thing as well. Okay, I ordered the food and I'm really excited for this dish that is coming. I never tried it before. But yeah, before the food is here, let me tell you that I actually really like the atmosphere here. I also like that everyone gets basically a separated little box here, like a private cabin basically. And I can really imagine this being a very cozy place to sit together with your family or your friends. I think you can easily fit like 5-6 people in here. So this is actually a really nice atmosphere here. But I'm wondering, how do I actually going to eat it? Maybe I can put the plate right here, and then yeah, I'm guessing that I'm going to be using my hands. So let's figure that out once my food has arrived. Oh, that's my food already.
Yes.
Oh, so quick. That was only like 10 minutes waiting, not even. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Do people normally use the hands to eat this?
No problem.
Can
you
you?
gloves?
You have gloves?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe give me gloves, okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, this is the food I ordered, and what's special about this is that this is camel meat. And I actually never tried camel meat in my life, but I heard it's very popular to eat here in Saudi Arabia, so I'm actually very excited to try it. And my tea has arrived as well. Okay, shukran. Thank you very much. I ordered a ginger tea with saffron. Okay, my guess was that the plate is going to be placed here, but yeah, because he placed this mat on the floor, I think that's not what you're supposed to do. Actually, I still remember when I was in Malaysia, where eating with the hands is also very common. People told me that if you eat with the hands, the food actually tastes better. I'm not sure if they also think that way here in Saudi Arabia. Maybe I should not use the gloves then actually. Yeah, they actually also brought me a fork and a spoon. Maybe that's just because I'm a foreigner, I'm not sure if a local person would also get this. And yeah, this dish is called camel kabsa. It's a traditional Saudi Arabian dish made with tender camel, slow cooked in aromatic spices and served over flavorful basmati rice. And yeah, as far as I know, kabsa is also known as the national dish of Saudi Arabia. And it is often served for special occasions, for example, at weddings or big events. So we have a mix here of white and yellow rice. And then we have the camel meat here. First time in my life trying camel meat. First impression, it looks very similar to beef. Let's see how the taste is. It's actually very soft and tender. And the first thought was, oh, this tastes almost similar to beef. To be honest, if I would not know this as camel meat, I would probably believe it is beef. And we also have the fatty parts here. They are a bit tough to eat, but these pure meat pieces, they are very, very delicious. I also have a lemon here, so I think you're supposed to squeeze it over. So I'm squeezing it over the camel meat here. And then let's take a bite, maybe with some rice on top. Oh, this is delicious. This is definitely one of the best meals I had so far in 2025. And actually, when I told my Uber driver that I'm going to try camel meat here, he told me something very interesting. He said that if you are a Muslim and you're eating camel meat, then before you go praying for the next time, you actually have to wash yourself. He said camel meat is halal, but you have to do this special washing after consuming it. I'm not 100% sure if I understood everything correctly because his English wasn't 100% good. So if you know more about it, please let us know in the comment section. 82 total price. Okay, thank you. That was very delicious. Very good. Thank you so much. That was a really great food experience. Not only was the food tasting really good, but also the whole atmosphere here in this restaurant was really great. And next we are going to visit the most famous building of the country, the Kingdom Tower in central Riyadh, one of the most iconic towers in the Middle East, a place you definitely can't miss when you are visiting Riyadh. And here it is, the iconic Kingdom Center Tower. And yeah, we can go up there to the sky bridge. And that is what I want to do now. And yeah, the sunset time in about half an hour. So I think we will be able to see a phenomenal sunset view up there. And wow, this tower just looks so majestic. I mean, it is called the Kingdom Tower. And I think the name really fits. Wow, I'm really curious to go up there now. Also the design, it's very iconic. It almost looks like a bottle opener. Actually a very similar design to one of the towers I saw in Shanghai, China. Maybe I can show you a short clip of the Shanghai skyline now, then you maybe know which tower I mean. I actually think that there's also a mall connected to the tower. And here we are already inside the building. Oh, that looks very posh. Really cool first impression here. Oh, but look at the trees here. I think these are not real trees, no. Fake palm trees here, but they look really beautiful. I have a question. I want to go up to the tower.
You have to go straight.
Straight?
After the glass, there are stairs going up to the first floor. There you will find sky bridge in front of you. There is a boat. And there you have to buy a ticket and then they will escort you.
Thank you so much. Shukran. Thank you. And yeah, this is the mall here. Looks also very luxurious, right? Oh, there's even an H&M over there. A familiar shop between all these unfamiliar Arabic shops here. Do you know what I notice here? The people are all very well dressed. Like everyone or most of the people here are wearing like a traditional dress, the men and the women. But not only the people that are wearing these traditional clothes, also the regular dressed people. Everyone here seems to be so well dressed. So I think the people here, they really like to take care of themselves. And I'm not having that impression only here in this fancy mall, also when I'm walking outside. Ah, yeah, here, Sky Bridge. Sky Bridge experience. Okay, 69 reals gives you the entrance ticket. And now I think we're going to take the elevator. Okay, and here we are on the 77th floor. Ah, there's even a mosque up here. Maybe this is the highest mosque in Saudi Arabia. Okay, and we took a second elevator. Now we are on the 99th floor. I know I'm having even like pressure on my ears, like similar when you take a plane. But yeah, we have the sky bridge here and you can even see the bridge is bent like this. So you have to walk up a bit here. But yeah, check out the incredible view over the whole city basically. That looks phenomenal. But yeah, unfortunately, I do think we are not able to see the sunset from here because the sun is setting there and I'm only having a view to this side or to that side. And yeah, the total height of the tower is 302 meters, and the construction started in 1999, and the building was officially opened in 2002. So for over 20 years now, this building is already the most iconic building on the skyline here in Riyadh. Yeah, what's really interesting to see here is that the city actually stretches really right, but there's this one line in the center where you can see all the skyscrapers, and except of this one line, you don't see skyscrapers basically in the rest of the city. So this is the line I'm talking about, and I think this is probably one of the main roads, and on this side as well. And only here in the middle we have the skyscrapers, and if I'm walking to the other side, then yeah, here we also have a lot of construction sites still. So I guess in a few years there will be way more skyscrapers here, but the line basically continues here. But yeah, as you can see, the rest of the city, basically no more skyscrapers. But yeah, what I really like here in Riyadh so far, and you can really see that pretty well from up here, is that basically all the houses are designed in what I would call a very traditional Arabian style. It's all in like brownish or white color, and for me, maybe that's a bit stereotype, but for me that looks like typical Arabian style. And it really seems like they maintain this style here throughout the whole city, except of the skyscrapers. But I guess all these buildings here, for example, these are all residential buildings. And now as you sit down here right next to the edge, oh, that is actually pretty scary. Looking down 300 meters here. Oh. But this glass seems to be very solid and thick. And yeah, in total there are about 7 million people living here in Riyadh, about 10 million in the whole metro area, and that makes it one of the largest cities in the Middle East. And yeah, that's the view by night now. I always find it interesting to see the daylight view first and then see the city turning into the night view. So that's why I waited here for like half an hour now to see both of the views, the daylight and the after sunset view. And now there's one very interesting place to visit before the end of the day, and there I'm also going to share some final thoughts with you about my day here in Riyadh. Since I arrived here in Riyadh, I asked several locals about which places they can recommend me to visit here, and every single one I asked said, you need to come to this place, which is called the Boulevard. It's a really new built area. It's like an event slash fair slash shopping area. I'm not 100% sure what this area is all about, but let's explore, let's have a look around. Honestly, this feels like the Times Square. This seems to be the Times Square of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I've never been to the Times Square in New York before, but of course we all know the pictures from the Times Square, and I think this is how I imagine the Times Square to look like actually. Wow, so many lights here, so colorful. Nice music in the background. And I can also say so far already, since I arrived here in Riyadh, there was not a single situation where I felt like, oh, I'm not allowed to film here, I should turn my camera off. Everywhere I went, there was no problem with the camera. Nobody came up to me, told me, hey, you cannot film here. So that was a concern that I had a little bit before coming here, but so far that concern was totally for nothing. I mean, wow, this almost looks like a really cool theme park. And there was no entrance fee here. So over there in the Times Square street, there were many shops, shopping opportunities. Here I think it looks more like a restaurant area. There's KFC even over there and Burger King. It reminds me a bit about BGC in the Philippines. Also a very upscale modern area right next to Manila. But yeah, BGC is literally a small city, and here this is not a city, it's just an area within Riyadh. And yeah, another big stereotype that many people in the West have about Saudi Arabia is that they have very strict laws here when it comes to clothing, especially for females. And so I am wearing this jacket now, and I have long pants, and I didn't feel like this was inappropriate. Definitely not. I'm not 100% sure if I would feel comfortable wearing short pants here. At the moment I would say maybe 50-50, because I literally see nobody wearing short pants, but that's maybe also because of the time of the year. It's not that warm here, so maybe it's a bit different here in the summer. I'm not sure. And I can also say that yes, the majority of the females here is completely covered, but not all of them. And yet a stereotype that many people in the West have about Saudi Arabia is that the women here are forced to cover everything, and that is required by law. And I think because not all the women here are covered, that is a sign that it is not required by law. Because if it would be a law, then all the women here would be covered, right? But yeah, I know that can be a bit of a sensitive topic, so I'm not really comfortable to completely judge that after just a few days here. But I think this might be a case of something that people in the West get a bit wrong about Saudi Arabia. Looks like they're filming a commercial here. Saudi TV show?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is programs.
So any famous actors here?
Yeah, we have two famous. This one, this guy named Sultan.
The guy?
Yeah, and the girls named Futun.
So if you're watching this from Saudi Arabia, maybe you have seen these persons before. But actually very interesting to see a professional TV set like this. Oh, shout out. And yeah, do I have the feeling that people here are not welcoming to tourists, that Saudi Arabia is a tourist unfriendly country? Absolutely not. I think you could see it throughout the whole video. And if you watch my previous video where I went to the stadium here to see Cristiano Ronaldo, in that video I think you could also clearly see that I am, as a foreigner, as a tourist, are really welcomed here. The hospitality of the people here has been absolutely great so far. So I think that is another common stereotype or common misconception about the country proved wrong. They even have the Boulevard studios here, which reminds me about Universal Studios, and I can't believe that all of this is free to enter. I'm a bit surprised that I didn't have to pay entrance fee. I think if you want to do activities in here, like for example here you can throw balls to win something, you can do photo shootings, there's go-kart racing over there. All of that of course cost money, but just to enter here there was no entrance fee. I can imagine that this place is a very popular place on the weekends. Today is a weekday, that's why it's probably a bit less crowded than usual. I mean, look at this, this looks gigantic here, it doesn't end. So yeah, is Riyadh a very conservative city with very strict laws? To be honest, I can't really judge the laws here after being here as a tourist for a few days. But to be honest, I don't have the feeling that this is a very strict city or country. And I also don't think that it's super conservative here. My impressions here are that the city is very modern, also very clean and very well organized. I also saw couples holding hands on the streets. So seems like that's also not a problem here. I saw no trash on the streets. There are no beggars or homeless people here. No people trying to scam you as a tourist. You also have many Western restaurants here, many Western brands. So you can almost say it's getting westernized even. So I think what we saw throughout the whole day here and also in my previous two videos is very different from what many people, at least in the West, think of Saudi Arabia. And also regarding safety concerns, I felt very, very safe throughout the day here. Even after sunset, if I'm walking around the area near my hotel. But yeah, sometimes a city feels very safe during the day, but then once the sun has set, it's a different story. But I can say that I also feel safe here after sunset. I'm currently walking to a restaurant that has been recommended to me. It's about a 10-15 minutes walk from my hotel, and I have absolutely zero safety concerns walking here now. If I would not feel safe and comfortable, then I would just take a taxi. But yeah, because I feel okay to walk even after sunset, I actually enjoy walking instead of taking the taxi. I think the stricter the laws in the country are, and yes, they maybe have strict laws here, but I think the stricter the laws, the more safe you can feel, especially as a tourist. Because usually the more strict the country, the lower the crime rates, which I think from a tourist perspective is something very good. Because I like to visit countries where I can completely feel 100% safe. So maybe they have some harsh laws here that we don't really have in the rest, but I can definitely say it leads to a very safe environment and I can feel very safe as a tourist. So I consider that as something good. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you have been surprised by what you saw about Riyadh in this video today. I would be very curious to know your opinions as well. And yeah, exploring Riyadh today even made me more curious to see more corners of the country. So stay tuned for more videos from Saudi Arabia in which we will explore different cities. And if you haven't seen my previous video where I went to the stadium here to watch Cristiano Ronaldo, where I also experienced some great hospitality already, then check out the video right here. Stay healthy, stay positive, and then see you in the next episode from Saudi Arabia. Ciao guys.